a typical front-end developer day would be, or my day, I'll wake up, I'll get my morning routine on. Occasionally I will go in the morning to the gym because it helps wake me up and get me in a good mood for the rest of the day. That's actually off topic, but really it's important for us as people who work sitting down on a desk to do something and move around a little bit. And then I will take the metro to work, and I will do a very short checking emails and any messages or anything like this. Us as developers in my team, we really have very little distractions, so I don't usually have much to deal with in that front at all. And then I will get on with my work straight away. Early in the morning is my best and most productive time. So whatever task I'm working on, I will look at Jira, which is the task board that we use, and there will be a list of things that we have to do for this sprint. We do sprints that are 2 weeks, and within those 2 weeks we have a bunch of tasks that we have to complete. So I will take a look at what is the next one in the list that I have to do, and I will move it to the in progress column. So now I'm actually working on it, and the first thing is to really read the documentation, understand what the task is, figure out what it means, what you have to do, and then start. I usually start writing down notes, drawing some things, just mind maps, just to think about it, because the more I know, the more you think about the task that you're doing before you do it, the better it is when you're aware what you're going to be coding, really. And then it's simply getting on, opening your text editor and start coding. Figure out what needs to be done and work on it. And if I'm stuck on some problem, talk to someone that can help me. I will do this until about 11:30 when we have our daily stand-up meeting. We all, the tech team, we all gather together and talk about where we are in our tasks, what we're doing, what we still have to do, if anybody's stuck or if anybody needs to communicate something to the team. And then I'll make a coffee and I'll get back to my desk and I'll continue working on my task until it's lunchtime. We'll have about an hour break where we might go out for a meal or just have something and eat in the break room. And then after that, back again, take a little time to do any housekeeping tasks that I have to do, clean things up, answer any emails or messages or anything that is needed. Sometimes we have pull requests that someone else in the team has made, and I will review that, leave some comments, and deal with this. And then I'll be back to my task again, and I'll be coding until it's time to go home. And that's what a normal day looks like. It's an 8-hour working day, which then you add to it 1 hour for lunch. So it's 9 hours. We tend to have quite a flexible time to enter and leave, which is a great thing. So we don't have an exact hour to get to work. If you want to come in early, you can. If you want to come in later, you can. That's a really good thing. And we tend to work 8 hours. Occasionally, you're in the middle of a thought process that you cannot interrupt, and you need to finish it before you leave, or you need to put it down in code before you forget it. So you might stay a little bit longer, but we've given a lot of responsibility by our CTO, and we're responsible for our task and how we're dealing with it and the time that we spend on it. But nobody is expected to, work 10 hours. That's not the way. That's not the culture that we have. Our weeks are pretty standard, really. The only variation is the 2-week cycle of the sprint planning. So at the end of the cycle, we will have a day which is mostly dedicated to doing the retrospective, where we discuss how the sprint went, if anything can be improved, if anything went wrong, if anything went well. And then we start planning for the next sprint. We talk about the tasks, the objectives, what's the direction, what are the main things that we're trying to achieve, and why are we doing the tasks that we're doing, which is very, very important. We get to understand the context, and we see what all the other departments, whether outside of the tech or inside of tech, what they're doing and why they're doing it and what's happening. And so it's a moment also for the team to come together and kind of breathe, take a moment to wind down, talk about what things went well, what things didn't go well. And that happens once every 2 weeks. And at the end of this, we'll have a whole bunch of new tasks for the new sprint, and then it goes on again, and a new sprint starts. The only other variation, Fridays, where we have a tradition of going out and eating together in some nice place in the neighborhood have a bit of fun and make it feel like it's the end of the week. A tradition that I really like because I love eating.